Cosatu's main May Day celebrations descended to chaos after a scuffle broke out at the Royal Bafokeng Stadium outside Rustenburg in the northwest. Striking Sibanye Stillwater mine workers demanded that ANC President Cyril Ramaphosa address their labour issues. Hundreds of NUM-affiliated Sibanye workers have been on strike for almost 2 months, demanding a 1,000 rand salary increase. Ramaphosa assured them that he will raise their concerns. He then left the stadium without delivering his address.
We cannot pretend as if we are happiest workers because since Ramaphosa he has never done anything for us. The thing that he has been doing is been abusing workers because we haven't got our increment, and then when COVID started, we were treated as like we are frontline workers. They hired COVID workers and then they had EPWP. But however, when the COVID comes to an end, no one recognizes us. Even if you can hear their speeches, they don't even recognize as they recognized us before when we came in this particular COVID. So now they are saying the COVID workers, they must be charged out because of the budget. It is not enough. But when COVID was in this particular country, they relied on them, they relied on the healthcare workers. So today we are nothing to them. So we cannot allow President Ramaphosa to come here and speak to us as if like we are happy and as if we love him. We must show him that we are not happy and are not going to retract on that particular issue. So the issue that we are not going to raise here is that the issue of Resolution 1 of 2018, it must be taken back from the Concord, and it must be brought back, and the workers, they must be given what is due to them. And then we have demanded that all the workers must be given the tax relief of 6 months. It has never given to them. They gave us 1,000, that is not pensionable, and they are saying that we must just move that 1,000 until we negotiate and we get our money. We don't want that 1,000, it's nothing. We want money that will be increased into our salary and be pensionable so that we can be able to work for what is due to us.
Now, what is the significance of these events politically? Let's speak now to political analyst Levy Ndou. Mr. Ndou, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. I wonder, what is your reading of the events we saw unfolding at Cosatu's main May Day celebrations? What is the significance of this moment politically?
Good evening to you, Bongiwe. Good evening to the viewers at home. When one reads the situation, I read frustrations, I read anger, and I read an element of poor leadership on the part of the leadership of Cosatu at a national level and also at other layers of the workers' union. At the same time, I see a situation where different state departments that are given the responsibilities to deal with workers' issues appears not to be doing the work as expected by the workers themselves. The mine workers and the farm workers, the list would go on, are known to be the most exploited workforce in South Africa. And 28 years into democracy, you still have the same sectors being exploited, and what you get is that are promises, promises, and promises. There is also an acknowledgement on the part of the leadership of the ANC to say that we have been slow and the issues that are being raised by the workers are legitimate. And what I see is that it appears as if the workers are losing trust in their leadership and in the ANC-led government.
Now, in light of what you've just described, these are not new issues, as you say. So would you say that the leaders are tone deaf? I know that right now they, I heard Obed Bapela, NEC member, talking about how they understand that the workers are angry. Zingiswalo, Cosatu president, says the workers are hungry, the workers are angry. But have they been tone deaf all this time?
The ANC-led government and the leadership of Cosatu know and understand the frustrations that the workers are going through. Hence, they are able to say, we know their situation, but we are dealing with this matter. Zingiswalo herself, as she was speaking, she was making complaints that she assumed should be addressed by government. And at the same time, she would also put a blame on the local leadership of the different unions. And what I see there, it's an element of frustration where workers at a local level do not feel properly represented. When they go to Cosatu, Cosatu will say we're taking the matter to the ANC. When it goes to the leadership of the ANC, they keep saying we have heard your concerns, we have heard your concerns. And at the same time, you have got issues that have lasted for almost 3 years, which had not been resolved. And one was expecting that the workers should be getting positive results or a positive response on the part of those that are given responsibilities. And unfortunately, that is not the case.
Now, pardon me, Mr. Ndou, I just want to, ask you further questions, particularly on what you've just raised. Let's park the ANC issue for now. I'll come back to it in just a moment. But when you talk about what Cosatu President Zingiswalos has said, she calls on shop stewards to be closer to the workers and says that if the workers' issues cannot be addressed at management level, they must escalate these issues to the national Cosatu leadership. But the issue is bigger than just the shop stewards, because the shop stewards can only do so much. They can't deal with workers who are frustrated with, for example, collective bargaining agreements who are not being honored. They're complaining about Sibanye that is not paying them.
Of course, you need to have a very strong leadership at a local level. That should be point number one. At the same time, you need to have the Department of Minerals and Energy, the Department of Labor, having to come in to assist workers so that the frustrations that they've been going through are actually being dealt with. When the names of certain ministers were mentioned by the president himself today, there was a clear element of dissatisfaction and anger when such names are mentioned. And that said to me, it means the ordinary workers are saying, these ministers that you've appointed for us do not seem to be doing anything to assist our cause. At the same time, one would also expect that there should be sufficient and constant consultation between national office bearers, those that are at a regional level and branch level, so that the issues that are affecting workers at a local level are properly coordinated and processed by the different structures of the organization. Mm-hmm. And that does not seem to be the case, unfortunately. My view is that this demonstration by the workers today came at the right time. Firstly, they are saying that we are not happy with the pace in which the leadership of Cosatu and government are actually dealing with our issues. Number two, I also feel strongly that it is time for workers themselves to be united so that when they deal with a particular issue, they shouldn't be fragmented, because that creates problems on themselves. It is also a wake-up call for ministers that are given responsibilities to deal with mining and labor to come up clear to the workers and say, this is the program that we have. It must not only end as a program, there should be implementation. Because part of the issues that the workers are raising is that there are a lot of agreements that we reach. There are many, many plans that are there, but what is always lacking is the implementation.
Now, on another flip side to this coin is, I heard from, also what you alluded to as well, Minister Kodemandashe, for example, when his name was mentioned, the workers were displeased. But when you then look at, Cosatu's close relationship with the ANC, we heard at a separate Workers' Day event the EFF held, they took a jibe at Cosatu, saying that Cosatu sold out when it comes to the workers' issues. They are in bed with the governing party. They've simply just neglected the struggle of the workers. Would you agree with those who are accusing Cosatu of selling out?
I would fully agree. You need Cosatu that is, in my view, quite independent. Cosatu that is able to attract all the workers to have its own support and listen to its leadership. You have Cosatu that is able to state its stance very clearly on anybody, including the ANC and the government, so that the leaders of Cosatu should not be seen as if they speak in different tongues. There is a perception amongst workers that leaders of Cosatu would say this whilst they're talking to the workers and speak a different language when they're meeting with their alliance partners. And that creates problems on the part of the followers. But also at the same time, you also need workers to be properly organized so that whatever course of action they need to take or whatever struggle that they need to take should actually have sufficient support from all the sectors of the workers so that you don't only point a finger on one workers' union. I'm happy about the situation at Sibanye Gold, wherein it has become clear that different unions have actually come together in order to fight a common cause. That is exactly what I expect from the workers in South Africa so that they are able to fight their battles ahead as a united front.
All right, Mr. Ndou, thank you so much for your time. That is a political analyst, Levy Ndou.